Start by letting your board lie flat in the water, perpendicular to the back of the boat. Rest your feet and lower calf on the board, shoulder width apart, with your heels on the edge of the traction closest to you. Make sure to have your back foot on the tail of the board and your front foot positioned in the center of the board. When the boat starts to go, keep your arms straight and your knees bent and close to your chest in a cannonball position. Stay tight in your cannonball position until your board is on top of the water. Once your board is riding on top of the water, slowly stand up straight, keeping your arms in front of your body. The trick to staying in the wave is all body positioning. Get a feel for the wave by slowly transitioning from the top of the lip to the flats while securing your balance. Once you're up, make sure your stance is good. You want your back foot on the tail pad and your front foot in the center of the board. Move your toes closer to the wave. You should have the stringer in the center of the board going through your heels. Try to stay right in the trough of the wave, or the sweet spot, with your weight on your toes. Make sure your knees are slightly bent and your back is straight. Also keep your lead shoulder and hip pointing towards the boat. Leaning on your front foot will accelerate you forward, and leaning on your back foot will slow you down. Make sure your movements are mild. It doesn't take much weight to slow down or speed up. You can even accelerate by lifting your back foot up on the balls of your toes. After getting comfortable with this, you should be riding with slack in the rope. Ride and get the feel of the wave with the slack, then drop the rope and start surfing. To stall, all you'll want to do is lean back on your back foot, which will slow you down, and quickly regain your balance position. Lean on your front foot to come out of the stall and stay in the wave. Every time you pump, your fins are grabbing water and giving you drive and speed down the line. The harder you pump, the more speed that you can get, which allows you to do more tricks. As you approach the back of the boat, use your stall to fall back to the curl of the wave. Drive off your toes and bend your knees to bring the board to the top of the wave. While leaning forward, drop back down the wave. Drive off the bottom to get back to the top quickly and repeat. Using stalling and pumping for speed control allows you to take your wake surfing to the next level. Set up the trick by dropping back into the wave. Get a couple of good pumps in to gather speed. Drive off your toes and bend your knees using that speed to put you on top of the lip. On the top of the lip, you want your weight leaning forward and over your front foot. This will help extend the time you are floating on the lip. Before you lose all your speed, look and turn your lead shoulder back down the face of the wave to re-enter the trough. Turn your shoulder back towards the boat to straighten up and ride away. Fall back into the wave and start your bottom turn by getting a good amount of speed down the wave. Use your speed to drop away from the wave while transitioning weight to your toes and pushing off with your back foot. Be sure to turn your front shoulder back towards the boat, allowing you to come back into the wave. You can use your bottom turns to make snappy turns off the lip or launch in air, taking your wake surfing to the next level. Once you have stalling, pumping, and bottom turns down, you're ready for a snap turn. Fall back into the wave and start your snap turn by getting a good amount of speed down the wave. Take a good bottom turn and push through the lip with the heel of your back foot while snapping your shoulders back down away from the wave. As you're coming out of the snap, bend your knees while shifting your weight to your front foot, allowing you to stay in the wave. If you have trouble keeping up with the wave, you can move your back foot forward on the board to regain speed and push you back into the wave. Start by falling back in the wave and get a good amount of speed. Approach the front board slide with a very small bottom turn while dragging your back hand in the wave to help rotate your shoulder towards the wave. It is important to push with your back foot and keep your eyes on the wave in front of your heels. To recover, open your shoulders back up to the wave, sliding back into the pocket of the wave, and be prepared to add an extra pump to keep up with the boat. Now that you've nailed the front board slide, let's look at the next round of tricks. To pull off a Cheater 5, it is important to be in a comfortable spot of the wave while keeping up with the boat. Begin by sliding your back foot up to the middle of the board. At the same time, slide your front foot to the nose and slide your toes over the edge of the board. To recover, shuffle your feet back down the board quickly in order to stay in the wave and regain your speed. A similar trick to the Cheater 5 is the Yogi, and you can do this by replacing your back foot with your hand and sliding your back foot to the nose with your heel forward. Keep your balance by dragging your front hand in the wave and recover in one motion, returning to your feet, back to the riding position.
Now that we've covered some of the basic tricks in wake surfing, let's take a look at some of the more advanced maneuvers like the 360. Set up by making sure your front foot is in the center of the board and your back foot is over the fins. Drop back in the wave and start pumping to gain speed. Slightly bottom turn and drop your back arm into the wave to start your rotation. Look over your shoulder while pushing with your back foot to release the fins. Keep looking back towards the boat and your board will follow. Make sure to spin from the center of the wave. If you spin too high or too low, you will probably lose the wave. Halfway through your 3, make sure to shift your weight from your toes to your heels to keep that toe side edge from digging. Really try to focus on making your 360 in one movement. If you pause after the first 180, it makes it really hard to get to the next 180 and complete your 3. Make sure that your fins have broken loose before you rotate the last part of your 3. Now that you've completed the 360 instructional, get out there, give it a shot, and you'll get it down. Alright, it's time to move into our aerial tricks, starting with the basic frontside air. Important part of launching a solid frontside air is keeping as much speed as possible through the lip and into the air. Start by dropping back on the wave as far as possible and begin pumping down the center of the wave. Keep your eyes on the lip where you want to launch and try and keep a good rhythm from pumping to moving. Take a slight bottom turn and really load your shoulders as you approach the lip at the highest point of the wave. As your board leaves the lip, bring your front knee up to your chest and slightly move your front foot up the board. This brings your tail level at the highest point of the wave. Keep your body centered over the board and look down to focus on your landing spot. As your board makes contact with the wave, bend your knees to absorb the impact. Transition your weight back to your toes and lean forward back into the wave. The only way to get consistent with airs is to keep practicing and find that rhythm that lets you carry the most speed off the boat. Now that you got frontside airs down, let's look at some different grab variations you can mix in.